Hello, and welcome to this segment of DiabloSpot. First off, the thing that we're going to cover today is the Rune System, specifically the Rune System, and it's because one of you out there asked me to delve more into it. And so I decided that I would, and I was able to find a video on it that gave me ideas of what else the Rune System could do for the characters in Diablo 3. So currently what it can do is it can change how the skill works, such as the wizard with their chain lightning skill. The chain lightning would hit more enemies. Like it would hit 3 without the runes, and it would hit 5 with. Or the rune system can also, or should also be able to increase AoE radiuses. So if the barbarian does a leap attack, maybe when he lands, he'll do a larger AoE instead of hitting the hitting the enemies right next to him. He would deal damage to enemies that are farther away from him. So to actually give you a feel for what this rune system can do, I wanted to show you segments of the video that I found. It'd be a good idea for you guys to see that, to get a real idea of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the rune system. So I'm going to show you a piece of the video right now, and then I'm going to talk about it a little bit, and then this segment will just continue like that. I'll show you a video, and then I'll talk about, and I'll show you another piece of the video, and then I'll talk about that. So that's what we're going to do right now. Just go right here. Here we are. I'm about to show you guys the first part of the Rune System video. The first part's going to cover the sorceress and her teleport skill, and obviously what the Rune System will be able to do with that teleport skill. The speaker in this video is Jay Wilson, just in case anyone wanted to know. And we are going to start now.
So here's teleport, base teleport. Just lets you jump around. You know, it's very similar to the D2 skill, very useful to get away from stuff. So this is teleport with striking rune, and essentially this allows you to damage to whatever you teleport near. And it actually turns teleport into an offensive skill instead of a defensive one. So, and then teleport with, do we have a third teleport? Yeah, multi-strike. So teleport with multi-strike, essentially, everybody see the Star Trek where Kirk splits into good Kirk and bad Kirk after the teleporter, you know, after the transporter accident? It's kind of that idea. Once you teleport, you split into images of yourself, and those images are illusions that distract monsters. So it's cool ways that you can kind of make teleport act a little differently.
Welcome back from the first part of the Rune System video. So first off, we have the striking rune, I believe is what it was called, and that deals damage when you teleport somewhere, or when you teleport from one area to another. I'm curious to see how powerful that attack will be. I'm curious to see also if these runes can be upgraded. That would be interesting. And moving on to when you teleport, you create the clones or the fake images of yourself. Now, that could seem like it might get confusing to tell which one, when your attacks are actually landing and when they're not actually dealing damage, meaning that the images are also using the attacks that you're using. So it might be hard to tell which attacks are actually yours. That's about it that I have for that particular skill. Also, remember that there was an overhaul for the rune system a while back to where the specific names of the runes were changed to actually generalize what that rune does in particular, because they wanted the rune to do different things depending on what skill it was attached to. So having a specific name on that rune might make people misinterpret what that rune should do. So now we're going to go back to my computer to check out the second segment of the video. This is the second part of the Rune System video. This part's going to be on the Witch Doctor and his Skull Flame skill. And so now, going to start it.
ahead and does it? There we go. So Skull of Flame, the Witch Doctor skill. So base one, pretty awesome. You throw it, blows things up. Everybody likes explosions, is what we found. You all like explosions, right? Yeah. We have our finger on the pulse of the Diablo audience. So Skull of Flame with multi-strike bounces. And the cool thing is the further away you throw it, the longer the bounce. So it really has cool gameplay to it. So Power Rune actually leaves burning areas on the ground that you can have monsters walk through and take additional damage. So this system really got us what we wanted, which was a skill looks different every time with every player who uses it based on what the players like out of that.
And we're back from the second portion of the Rune System video. So we had the Witch Doctor and his Skull Flame skill, and the first one where it bounces, that looks really cool. And as Jay Wilson said, it'll add really nice mechanic to how far you actually throw that ball determines how far it bounces. Also, the Power Rune, the one that burned the floor after the attack was done, it was pretty cool. Other than that, the thing is right now is that they're showing 2 per skill, and I am very certain that every single one of the runes that has been shown so far will be able to be applied to any skill. So we're talking like probably at least 6 runes that we know of currently. But remember, the names were changed, but they're still fundamentally the same rune. It's just that the name has changed. And more than likely, we're going to be getting at least 20 runes or so, because it'd be ridiculous if we only got 6. That's not enough customization that the player can do for their characters, especially since Jay Wilson mentions that their goal is to have each player having their own unique skill. So now we're going to check out the last portion of the video right now. So this is the last portion of the Rune System video. This time it's going to cover the Sorceress and her electrocution skill. Going to start it now.
So here we have Basic Electrocute. This is kind of the last skill rune that we're going to show. So Basic Electrocute, it's cool. It electrocutes things. But once you put in I believe the first one is a multi-strike. This really ups the chain lightning aspect of the skill. So, and the last is a lethality rune. Lethality rune essentially blows people up.
So we're back from the last Rune System video. Should be interesting to see how all these runes affect the different skills. Because all these runes can be attached to any of the skills. So the impact rune that we just saw with the chain lightning, I think it was called the impact rune. What if that were attached to like the leap attack for the barbarian? I'm assuming that what would happen then is that when the barbarian landed from his leap attack, it would then do the AoE attack instead of when something dies, it does it. Again, these runes do change their fundamental effect depending on the skill that they are attached to, hence the reason why the names are being changed to something more general, something to where the player won't misinterpret what that rune can do. Sadly, we didn't get to see anything from the monk in this video since the monk wasn't revealed at this point in time. The bouncing skull flame for the witch doctor, that should be interesting to see how that rune affects other skills, such as if we attached it to the barbarian whirlwind skill, maybe he would just bounce off of stuff instead of going through it. You wouldn't have to direct him, he would just bounce off of everything. There's also the idea that the strike attack from the teleport. Should be interesting to see how that affects other things too. Maybe when the barbarian lifts off from his leap attack, it will deal damage when he jumps up. So he'll be dealing damage when he jumps and when he lands. That would be a really interesting thing to do for that attack. So this is the end of this DiabloSpot video. I'm Halogen, and I thank you for watching.